Look, the crime is most rampant right here and in African American communities. And more people see me and they say, sir, we want protection. We want police to protect us. We don't want to get robbed and mugged and beat up or killed because we want to walk across the street to buy a loaf of bread. They want it so badly. The fake news doesn't talk about it. But the black population wants law enforcement more than any other population. So I think it's an important thing to say. And I'll keep the radical left-wing gender ideology away from our youth. Gender ideology.
Woo! Yes, those woke ideologies are demonic. They're demonic. I mean, what's the point? Welcome back, warriors. This is me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. This is at a Black church in Detroit, Michigan. This was over the weekend. This was just yesterday, actually. And this is at 180 Church, I believe. And this is a roundtable discussion. There's a pretty good sized crowd there that you'll see in just a moment. I'm going to get back to the video, but you know what you got to do? Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure you hit the notification bell. Now let's get back to the video.
Wow. You know, it's an amazing thing. Every time I say that, it gets that kind of an audience. From all groups, from all communities. It's incredible how that continues. Like, I will keep men out of women's sports. That's another thing. Well, just to step it up. We will close the borders. They will be closed tight like they were, and only people will come into our country. They have to come in legally. They have to come in legally. And we'll also support, which is very important for your community, universal school choice. It's so important. So with all of that, I want to just say that it's Carlos and everybody. It's been an honor to be here. It's an incredible place. I have a lot of friends here, and we're going to do things. We're going to bring back the auto industry. The best thing we can do is bring back the auto industry. If you look at what Biden's done, you know, we got rid of NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made, and we did the USMCA, that's Mexico, Canada, the best trade deal they say ever made in this country. Actually, the trade deal I made with China was just as good or better, but I don't talk about it because of the COVID, what they brought upon the China virus. Has anyone ever heard of the China virus? We want to be as accurate as possible, but we made great trade deals. But USMCA gave us something that was very special. And if you look right now, they're building massive auto plants in Mexico, and they think they're going to build automobiles, and they're going to send them into our country and get rid of all your jobs in Michigan and get rid of all your jobs all over the country, your auto jobs. They're building the biggest auto plants anywhere in the world right now in Mexico, fairly close to the border. And let me tell you, those cars aren't coming into this country unless they pay a massive tariff, because we want those plants built in our country, not in that country.
This is what I don't understand about the demon rats. Did they actually think that what they're trying to do to Donald Trump is going to cause? I mean, yes, it works on some people. It works. The distraction and the fake news, making the man out to be some sort of racist. Because you know the left loves to use that word. Oh, they'll label you a racist and a bigot just because you're for what's right. And they're the ones that are dictators. Yes. And this is just common sense. Everybody wants what Donald Trump is offering. Who doesn't want universal school choice? Let me see a parent whose child is in a failing school who does not want universal school choice. Of course they do. That only makes sense. That makes sense. And of course, we don't want jobs going over to other countries. In a town, my hometown where I currently reside, there is a huge, was a huge auto insurance company that let go of a tons of people, including one of my best friends from high school. And where is that company going? We were told it was going to Mexico, and see, Donald Trump wants those jobs back here in America. And he wants people to come in legally. One time I was watching CNN and there was Jake Tapper, and he played part of a Trump speech, just part. And he cut it off and he said, there he goes again with his anti-immigrant rhetoric. Anti-immigrant rhetoric is what Jake Tapper said, which is not true. Legal immigration. They lie so much. And I did not understand why Donald Trump said fake news. Oh my gosh, guys, they are so fake. You've seen my Byron Donalds videos that I've done. I showed 3 different interviews where he did one with Abby Phillips of CNN, Al Sharpton of BSNBC, and there was another person, Joy Reid of BSNBC. And they all just attack using the same tactic, rather, racism. Why did you say that? Why? You said this. But you said Jim Crow. Why did you say it so many times? They always attack like that. Nothing like Dr. Phil, who calmly interviews him like a respectable journalist should. You all should take tips from Dr. Phil. He never attacks. He just asks questions and wait for the person to answer. So ridiculous. But you all give me your comments about that particular how can I say this? The V word that came over here a few years ago and people were getting sick, the virus thingy, he pretty much hit the nail on the head. Yeah. Brought over. Yeah, that's what happened.
Bring back the auto industry to Michigan. We're bringing it back to Michigan. We're going to bring back the auto, and I can tell you from our senator, we will work on that together, but we're going to bring back the auto country. It's going to be called Auto Country again, because you've lost over the years, you've lost more than 50% of the automobile making capacity. And I think the number is even much higher than that. It used to be the only place. And now it's almost, it didn't go down with me, by the way. We did very well. We kept them out with tariffs and other things, but we're going to do something that's going to really bring back massive auto manufacturing to the state of Michigan. And we're going to create jobs like you've never seen. And I just want to thank everybody. And Pastor, I want to thank you. This is a nice church, by the way. Very nice. I'll come here some Sunday with you. Okay. I'll listen to a real sermon, right? I'll enjoy that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bill.
Hey, Mr.
Thank
President.
you.
Look,
Thank you.
Right there. Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, look at him right there.
Thank you.
You see him? You see him?
Oh, is he a good-looking guy? Look at him. Wow. He's a beauty.
Well, Mr. President,
Thank you very much,
we have a lot of great community leaders here. Again, thank everybody for being here. I want to turn to Tasha Dotson. Tasha, tell us about your story and what's going on here. You're a mother. You're a grandmother. Tell us what's going on in Detroit.
I have a convenience store on the east side of Detroit. I didn't go there with the idea, but it was in a store in my neighborhood, the neighborhood that my store is. So I just decided to do something for the community there and put something there that can be in use. I just purchased me a building that I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with that. Some towards the community. I like to give back to the community. I love the things that you talk about, Trump. I believe that I know you're a stand-up man, and I know you're going to do what you say you want to do. And I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
See, she said that her name is Tasha Dotson. She said that I know you're a stand-up guy, and I know that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. People are starting to really, really see that the fake media, now she's sitting right next to him. So when, I don't know what news outlet she watches, hopefully it's not the Communist News Network or BSNBC, but they might twist the narrative if they were to cover this. And she's sitting right next to him. And she is looking right at his face right now and talking to him and hearing him and meeting him. And he's smiling at her and she's getting a good feel from him. And the news, the fake news media, propaganda media is going to twist him, make it seem like he's a way that he's not. But people who have actually met Donald Trump, this woman sitting right next to him, they won't be able to fool her. She knows better. People are beginning to know better. The only thing that concerns me is how desperate the demon rats are going to get. That concerns me. What do you think they're going to do? Because comment down below, because it really concerns me, because they have gone extremely far with this whole thing with trying to get this man off the ballot. That didn't work. The Supreme Court, they said 9-0. Their ruling was 9-0 in Trump's favor. He gets to be on all the ballots in every state. And, all the impeachments prior to that didn't work. The Russia hoax, that was ridiculous. That was with the Steele dossier. All of that was made up. And then all of these charges, and now he's got a conviction. And now I got word that they are trying to pass a bill. I forgot the number of the bill, but I talked about it in one of my other videos, that a former president who has been convicted of a felony has to have their Secret Service protection removed from them. And also, I don't know how true it is, but one of the ladies from The View, Sunny Hostin, said that DA Bragg's office contacted her and said they're going to try and send Trump to Rikers Island, which is a hardcore prison, guys. Hardcore. The roughest of the rough go there. And then they want to do it according to the reports. It's hard to 100% verify everything, but according to what I'm getting, they want to have him go to Rikers without the Secret Service or any kind of other protection, that he only gets the protection of the guards at the prison. Because someone commented in one of my videos that he, even if he doesn't have Secret Service, he has enough money to pay for his own, security. But in the bill, it said you have to use the security at the prison. Now, there's some BS right there. Now, if it's true, and that's some BS, let's say it's true. You demand, you don't want him to have Secret Service, and he got to use the prison security. Oh, what's they try. But it won't happen. The devil is a liar. The devil is a bald-headed lie. Because that would not, the Lord rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ. No, it will not happen. Because there's a God in heaven. And the demon rats, they demons for a reason. They love to take God out of everything. Y'all know I go on these rants. Why don't y'all stop me?
Good job.
I want to move real quickly. So, Carlos, you're a veteran of our military. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. You served and you worked in the postal service for 30 years, and you're also a boxing coach. 24 years. I might need to learn something from you.
Come on down.
All right.
Yes,
so, tell us how you're viewing our country right now, and do you have a question for the president?
Yes, I look at how Joe Biden became the president and allowed Afghanistan to collapse and allowed our soldiers to die for it angers me. And we have a president who loved our soldiers, and we need to put our president back in office. And I just want to know, President Trump, please don't allow our soldiers to walk around wearing red high-heel shoes.
Amen to that. Let a man be a man. Good Lord. Let a man be a man. I don't hate on anybody, but I agree with that statement. A man walking around with heels on and lipstick. Y'all remember Sam Britton? He was stealing luggage from the airports, honey. The bald-headed man in the Biden administration. Biden's administration is a complete circus. It's a circus. You have Rachel Levine, military garb. It's a man. Big burly man. You have Karine Jean-Pierre, White House press secretary, married to a woman. Now, I don't hate on anybody, but they're promoting demonic things, not to mention the CRT, the DEI, all these other ideologies that try to brainwash people into making there be a victim and an oppressor, the oppressed and the oppressor, and for people to be at each other. That's why the fake news media always, like Al Sharpton, is a race baiter. Joy Reid, Abby Phillips, the propaganda media, they're left-leaning, and they always make something about race. They're race baiters. And I know you've noticed that. And now, the demon rats also control the schools. And so they teach CRT, which is, again, some race baiting BS. And I'm sick of it. And I'm sure that these parents, grandparents, even if your child is grown, you still may have future grandchildren. You have to consider how they're being raised. You don't want your grandchildren. You don't want your little grandson walking around confused, talking about, I think I might be a girl. I mean, come on. Just get back to God.
Thank you, Carlos. He does have a point. One thing I'll say, as Carlos knows better than anybody, we defeated ISIS 100%. They told me it would take 5 years. They told me it would take 5 years, and we did it literally in 5 weeks. We did it quickly. And I will tell you, our soldiers, other than the people on the top that you see on television, and some of them are really just weak and pathetic and bad, the way they got out of Afghanistan, getting out was fine. We were going to get out with dignity and strength. We weren't going to leave people behind, and we weren't going to leave equipment behind. Think of it. $85 billion worth of brand new equipment we left. And they're one of the largest sellers right now of military equipment in the world. They left 70,000 trucks, many of them armor plated, 700,000 rifles. I don't know why we had so much equipment over there, but they had it. They bought it. And we left it, brand new stuff, goggles, night goggles where they can see perfectly. So now the Taliban can fight at night. But you know that we left it over there. I will say, though, we defeated the ISIS caliphate, and our soldiers are real soldiers. They're not going woke. Nobody's going to talk them into going woke. Those guys did their job. And you're so right. Thank you, Carlos.
No, thank you so much, Carlos. Mr. President, we have a couple people who have been doing their work in business, restaurants. We have an executive chef with us. Now, he says his steak is excellent. And apparently a bunch of the staff, when they've been here in Detroit, has eaten at his restaurant, and they all come back with rave reviews. But Omar, tell us about all the work you've done here in Detroit, how you came up in Detroit, and then whatever question you have for the president, please.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And thank you, Detroit, for supporting us. President Trump, welcome to Detroit.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Omar.
I'm excited to be here with you today, President Trump. I'm a restaurateur and executive chef at Table Number 2 Restaurant, downtown Detroit. We are on our way of being a Michelin star restaurant with the help of God and yourself. I'm successful now, but I started out born and raised on the east side of Detroit in the urban community. I give credit to the urban community because without them, it would never have been me. I grew up teaching young kids to push, dream big, work hard. I want our kids today to be dreamers, bigger, so they can achieve more like I did and even more. What will your administration do to ensure young children are given the opportunities and challenges to keep growing? That's my question, but I also want to point out publicly on record that when you were in office, Mr. President Trump, the African-American community, the Latino community, the Arabic community. We all soared. The money was pumping when you were in office. As a restaurant operator, I'm telling you that the money was pumping. And the money's not pumping now, and we need to get back to that because it's ruining our economy.
Right. Well, as you know better than anybody, Omar, the money was not a problem 4 years ago. The banks were lending, and they were lending at very low rates. And now you can't get money at 10 and 11 and 12%. You can't get any money, especially for a small business. It's almost impossible. We're going to save our country. The most important thing we have to save. When you see Russian ships floating essentially off the coast of Miami, I mean, if you think off the coast of Florida, how did that happen? And the fake news, look at all of them back there. The fake news doesn't even want to talk about it because it makes Biden. Putin would not be doing that if I were president. And I had a very good relationship, but I had a tough relationship. You know, I ended the pipeline going all over Europe, the Russian pipeline called Nord Stream 2. He wouldn't be doing it. And I will tell you, the most important thing we have to do, we have to save our country because our country is in trouble. We have a chance, a real chance at World War III. And, you know, we have less than 5 months now. Actual voting starts in North Carolina. If you take a look, that's going to be on the 6th of September. 22nd of September is Pennsylvania. So it's not even November 5th, which will go down as the most important day, most important election, but the most important day in the history of our country. It's going to. Two things. I'm going to stop at your restaurant the next time, and you're going to give me the greatest lunch you've ever served because I heard you do great steak.
Thank you.
So we'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay. And the other thing, tell your waiters and waitresses and anybody else getting tips, because there are a lot of people get tips, car attendants and caddies, and a lot of different people get tips. We are not going to tax tips. The tax immediately is coming off because, as you know, the government under Biden just passed new regulations to really go after these people. And they're at a level like nobody's ever seen. It's like jail time stuff. So to go after your waiters and your waitresses and other people getting tips. So anybody getting tips, because there are certain tip industries. The car business has a lot of tipping going on. We are not going to be taxing tips. It's going to end immediately. So thank you, Omar. Great job. We'll see you at your restaurant.
Wow. See, Trump is for the little guy. He is for the little guy. And all this time, you know, African Americans, you know, we've always thought that the Democrats were for the little guy, but it doesn't turn out to be that way. Everything that we thought has turned out to be a lie. Well, with Donald Trump, it's not the case. He's for the little guy. I'll just say that because you don't always have the same kind of Republican. That's just a fact. And he's not a rhino. Donald Trump is for real. And you see people are genuine. These are real people. Looking this man in the eye. That man said, I know for a fact, as a restaurant owner, when you were in office, Mr. President Trump, the money was pumping. He said the money was pumping. And right now, it's not pumping. Interest rates are high. It's ridiculous. The Biden, he took a very short time to screw up everything. He just messed everything up. Not only just the woke mess, but sending businesses overseas, you know, all the chaos, sending money overseas, all that money that's going to that country that starts with a U, and then giving all this money to illegal immigrants, overlooking our U.S. citizens. That's crazy. Why would an insane person, somebody in their right mind, want to vote for Biden? Give me one good reason with actual facts, not the lies that you heard in the propaganda media about Trump being a racist. I don't want to hear nothing else about no Central Park 5 because you don't know that he did that because he racist. He could have just done it because he thought they were guilty. He could have put out the ad because he thought they were guilty. And then the whole thing with the renters, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to dig deep on this and get some information because what Donald Trump has done for communities prior to running for president. Everybody loved him. Run for president as a Republican, now you the devil. So what happened before? Everybody liked him. So something's not adding up, and I know what it is. He's not part of the establishment. So they have to demonize him so they can stay in power. And it is not working. It's not working. And that woman that sat next to him, the woman who's the mother and grandmother, she said, I know you're a stand-up guy and you're going to do what you say you're going to do. She probably also getting a feel for him based on having talked to him, sitting right there next to him, looking him eye to eye. Sometimes you can get a feel for a person. You really can. You don't have to know them for years and years. Discernment. You just know. You just know in your gut, okay, this person's straight up. This person is honest. And that's a good thing. I'm going to leave the link in the description so that you can see the entire, video. I just didn't want to keep the video so long because I give my commentary on top of it. But you guys tell me what you think that the demon rats are going to try and do. Because now, we could get the Supreme Court could just throw away everything. And about the juror that leaked the conviction out before it was actually handed down, in the hush money trial. So this could be headed for a mistrial. Talking about the hush money trial, could be headed for a mistrial. You all tell me what you think. Well, that's it for today's video. You all be blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Well, that's it. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.